So thank you guys. You guys were amazing. The energy here was incredible. Nice shirt up there. The Dave Castro's a prick. I like it. The energy here was amazing. You guys have been a great host city and a great host country. We really appreciate it, and this has been an amazing invitational for us. So, you guys highlight them? Show the shirt. What did you guys think of the 4-person worm? Did you guys like it? That wasn't a one-off, that wasn't a gimmick. The 4-person worm was an introduction to the 4-person format that we are going to move forward with at the regionals and the games in the following years. We are reducing the number of members on a team to 4. So regionals next year, games, there'll be 4-person teams, not 6-person teams. That's one of our big announcements for tonight.
Goodness, I just have to ask why. Why are we going from 6 to 4?
Over the course of the last few years, the Invitational has been 4 people, and we've seen a lot. We get a lot of feedback from that. The experience of programming for this, the results we get back from these athletes. It's so much cleaner. It's easier to program for. It's a better visual. Even it's not so many people out on the field. There's still tight teams. I think when we get to regionals and games, we're going to be able to highlight the athletes a little more than just the team. Our commentators, our fans, it'll be easy to follow 4 individuals on a team rather than 6. 6 kind of drowns out the entire team. Programming, it'll be better programming for the teams at regionals and at the games. And then at the games, the things we can do with a team of 4, the sky's the limit. It's going to be, they're going to get better tests. They're going to be well-rounded, complete. And I'm really excited about bringing the 4-person format. And again, this has kind of been a test bed for it for the past few years, doing the 4-person here. We used to do this as a 6-person event. Then a couple years in, we reduced it to 4, and it's such a better format.
Okay, so is that the announcement about regionals as well? Because that affects regionals and games, or is there something more on regionals?
One last thing on this, and I think the level of teams that we'll get at the regionals from this format will be much higher, because it's easier for a gym to find 4 really good athletes versus finding 6 really good athletes. So I'm excited about that. Some affiliate teams are going to put up teams as good as some of these other super teams out there, and we'll see a lot of new faces. Annie asked me the other day, she said, are you guys going to reduce the team size? Because if you do, I'm going to go team. You said, okay. Okay, she's thinking about going team. Well, that would be cool. I'd be excited to see you compete with a team from Iceland. The other big change is we've taken a look at the numbers in the Open, and we've taken a look at the regionals and how we do it. And based off of number of participants for regions, there's a disparity in certain areas. For example, one of the top registered regions in the world or areas is South America. And based off of that, kind of choosing this path of basing our regional decisions off of numbers of Open participants, we're going to shuffle up the regionals a little. And some of the big changes look like South America having their own regional. So South America is going to get pulled from the South, and they're going to have their own regional this year. And Brazil was like the number 3rd highest country for registrants in the world for the Open last year. And so, there's a significant community there, a significant number of people doing CrossFit. Other changes, so the South is free. They have their own region still. Canada West, and California are all getting combined into one regional. So that changes the game for a lot of people in that area. Again, Canada West, the Northwest essentially, and California are all going to be combined into one regional. And that affects this gentleman
You got an eyebrow raise over here from Brent Fikowski. What's your initial reaction?
Yeah, it's good.
Well, that was easy.
That's the answer he needs to give, because he knows no matter how it's structured, he's still going to be at the top and he's still going to get to the games. And that's the confidence I like in him. What a stud. North America, the rest of North America basically stays the same. And then going across, let's talk about this actually. The Pacific and Asia is going to stay the same for this year. There's no big changes to this regional. Taking a look at Europe, we're actually going to break it into 2 regionals. So Europe is going to get broken into 2. And what that's going to look like, Southern Europe, and what essentially is the areas of South Africa and the Middle East, they're going to be combined into 1 regional. And then some of the Northern European countries are going to be another regional. Now, what that looks like also, some of the spot distribution is going to be a little different. South America deserves a regional. South America does not deserve 5 spots to the games. So they are going to get 1 spot to the games for their regional. So it's going to be very competitive for their athletes to get to the games. And the reason I say they do not deserve a spot is based off of past performance and number of competitors that are able to compete at this top level. That there, even though they have a lot of participants, isn't at the level of these guys yet. But we're still giving them a spot, and they deserve the spot, again, based off of how we're structuring it. The European region in the north will get 5 spots. The one in the south will get 4 spots. The United States regionals will all still get 5 spots. US used to get, or the North America regionals used to get a total of 30 spots, and everywhere else in the world got 10. Now it's looking like the distribution is 25 for North America, and everywhere else in the world gets 15. So we're making it even more of an international sport and more international representation at the games. That's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be next year, and for the next year, few years going forward, we'll constantly assess, see where the community is taking it, see where, again, with the based off open participation numbers, if some areas just registering an incredible amount of people, like Asia can get there soon. Maybe they'd be next to get pulled away from this regional, but it's something we're going to assess on a yearly basis. It's not necessarily something we're going to change on a yearly basis, but we're going to constantly be looking at the data and looking at this. I think that's just going to create an incredible and exciting season for next year that will start with I plan very exciting open season. 18.1, 18.2, 18.3, 18.4, and 18.5 are all going to be very special.
All right, give it up for Dave Castro. Some exciting news. Hey, thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you for joining us from home. That is the end of the show for us here. We got to go celebrate, but maybe you guys, we power dipped a little bit. Maybe we could finish off with the Aussie, Aussie, Aussie chant. Would the fittest team lead us in that?
You do the Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. 1, 2, 3, go!
Have a great night, guys. Thank you.